What if living a rich life wasn't just about having more money, but about using it to build a life you love? In I Will Teach You to Be Rich, Ramit Sethi offers practical, no-nonsense advice for mastering your finances and creating a plan that aligns with your dreams. This is the story of how I learned to take control of my money, eliminate financial stress, and design a life of abundance and freedom. By implementing Sethi's strategies, I realized that financial success is less about luck and more about deliberate actions that align with personal values. Sethi begins by challenging the common myths and mental barriers we have about money. He explains that most people avoid thinking about finances because they feel overwhelmed or unprepared. However, the first step to financial success is understanding your money mindset and taking responsibility for your choices. Shifting from avoidance to empowerment is essential for long-term growth. I started by reflecting on my own relationship with money. Was I spending in ways that aligned with my values? Was fear or guilt preventing me from making proactive decisions? Sethi's emphasis on creating a guilt-free financial plan helped me shift my mindset. Instead of avoiding my finances, I began approaching them with curiosity and confidence. This mental shift made me realize that money management isn't about deprivation but about freedom. By identifying my financial goals and understanding my spending patterns, I gained clarity about where I stood and where I wanted to go. Sethi's approach encouraged me to view money as a tool for creating a life I loved, rather than a source of stress. This chapter taught me that mastering your finances begins with changing your mindset. With the right perspective, I felt empowered to take the next steps toward financial freedom and began to see the potential for achieving my dreams. One of Sethi's core principles is automating your finances. He explains that by setting up automatic systems for saving, investing, and bill payments, you can eliminate stress and focus on what matters most. Automation helps you build wealth effortlessly over time and removes the temptation for impulsive spending. I implemented this strategy by creating an automated system for my paychecks. A portion of my income was directed toward a savings account, another toward investments, and the rest toward essential expenses. This setup ensured that my financial priorities were always covered, even before I had a chance to spend on discretionary items. The act of automating these processes gave me peace of mind and allowed me to focus on other aspects of my life. This chapter reminded me that small, consistent actions add up over time. By automating my finances, I not only saved time but also removed the temptation to overspend. Over several months, I began to see my savings and investments grow steadily, providing me with a sense of security and accomplishment. Sethi's approach turned financial management into a set-it-and-forget-it system that worked seamlessly in the background, enabling me to live more intentionally. Sethi emphasizes that living a rich life isn't about cutting out all expenses, but about spending intentionally on what you love while cutting back on what you don't. He calls this approach conscious spending. This framework ensures that your financial choices align with your personal values and priorities, allowing you to enjoy your money guilt-free. I began applying this by identifying my money dials, the areas where I wanted to splurge guilt-free, such as travel and dining out. At the same time, I analyzed areas where I could cut back without sacrificing happiness, like in used subscriptions or impulse buys. By reallocating funds from unnecessary expenses to things that brought me joy, I created a spending plan that felt both satisfying and sustainable. By creating a spending plan that prioritized my values, I found greater satisfaction in how I used my income. Sethi's lesson taught me that financial freedom isn't about deprivation, but about making intentional choices that reflect what truly matters to you. Over time, I realized that conscious spending helped me strike a balance between enjoying the present and preparing for the future. Debt can feel overwhelming, but Sethi provides actionable steps to tackle it head-on. He explains how to create a plan for paying off debt strategically, starting with the highest interest loans while making minimum payments on the rest. This method, often called the debt snowball or debt avalanche, helps you save money on interest and make steady progress. He emphasizes that consistency and focus are key to achieving debt-free living. I began by listing all my debts and their interest rates. With Sethi's guidance, I focused on paying off the debt with the highest interest first while maintaining minimum payments on others. I also redirected extra income, such as bonuses or side hustle earnings, toward reducing my debt. This targeted approach made the process feel manageable and rewarding. This chapter taught me that debt doesn't have to control your life. By taking deliberate steps and staying consistent, I gained momentum and felt more in control of my financial future. Sethi's approach turned what felt like an insurmountable challenge into a manageable and rewarding process. Within months, I saw significant progress, which motivated me to stay committed to my goals. Sethi demystifies investing, explaining that it's not about timing the market but about consistency and diversification. He advocates for low-cost index funds and a long-term strategy to grow your wealth. Investing, he explains, is the cornerstone of financial freedom and a rich life. I opened a retirement account and started contributing regularly to an index fund. Following Sethi's advice, I ensured my portfolio was diversified and aligned with my risk tolerance. His emphasis on asset allocation helped me understand how to balance my investments to maximize returns while minimizing risk. Sethi's clear guidance eliminated much of the intimidation I previously felt about investing. This chapter reminded me that investing doesn't have to be complicated. By starting early and staying consistent, I could build wealth steadily over time. I also began tracking my progress periodically, which helped me stay motivated. Sethi's insights gave me the confidence to take control of my investments and trust the process, knowing that each contribution brought me closer to financial independence. Negotiation is a powerful tool for increasing your income and reducing expenses, and Sethi provides practical tips for mastering this skill. Whether it's asking for a raise, negotiating a lower interest rate on your credit card, or getting a better deal on services, small wins can add up significantly over time. I started practicing negotiation in everyday situations, from asking for discounts on purchases to renegotiating my phone plan. These small successes boosted my confidence, and I began applying the same principles to larger goals, such as salary negotiations at work. Sethi's scripts and techniques made the process approachable, even for someone inexperienced in negotiation. This chapter taught me that the worst someone can say is no, and the potential gains far outweigh the risks. By becoming more comfortable with negotiation, I unlocked opportunities to save and earn more, further accelerating my journey toward financial independence. With each successful negotiation, I felt more empowered to advocate for myself in various aspects of life. In the final chapter, Sethi challenges readers to define what a rich life means to them. He explains that wealth is not just about numbers, but about using your money to create a life filled with joy, freedom, and meaning. Living a rich life is about aligning your financial resources with your personal vision of happiness and success. I began reflecting on my own vision of a rich life. For me, it meant traveling the world, spending quality time with loved ones, and having the flexibility to pursue my passions without financial stress. By aligning my financial decisions with this vision, I felt more motivated and intentional about how I managed my money. This approach turned financial planning into an inspiring and fulfilling process. This chapter reminded me that financial success isn't just about accumulation, but about living fully and authentically. Sethi's insights encouraged me to dream big and use my finances as a tool to build the life I truly wanted. By focusing on what mattered most, I discovered that a rich life isn't just possible, it's attainable with the right mindset and actions. I Will Teach You to Be Rich taught me that financial freedom is within reach for anyone willing to take intentional steps. By automating my finances, spending consciously, and investing wisely, I began building a foundation for a life of abundance and joy. What does a rich life look like to you? Remember, the journey to wealth isn't just about money. It's about living a life that feels rich in every sense of the word. With deliberate actions and a clear vision, you can create a life that reflects your values and dreams.